everything will turn into chaos. That if we trust our own nature, are basically afraid.
We in the West, the whole idea is don't grasp the bird. In other words, don't clutch at what is living. If you saw a painting with markings on like that, you might say, well, that's not what I call a painting. It doesn't look like anything. And yet, as I say, none of you would hesitate to pick that up and treasure it if you found it. Now, artists in the Far East have made a great deal of what they call the controlled accident. Marvelous things which happen as surprises when an artist does not try to dominate his medium, but let his medium itself do some of the work. In other words, the faster you can get from Los Angeles to Hawaii, the more Hawaii becomes exactly like Los Angeles. And therefore, tourists keep asking, well, has it been spoiled yet? And by that they mean, is it just exactly like home?
It seems to be the real point of life, what you rush home to get to, is to watch an electronic reproduction of life.
To select is to distort, but in Hindu and Chinese
Marshall, excuse me,
music,
it's not true. You're jumping to me what cardinal point, which is we may select and not distort. We may select the best flower in a patch, pull it out, put it in our vase.
oh, you violate the environment made by the flower.
Well, but there's a way to pluck.
Which underlies that startling manifestation of it in Japanese wrestling called judo. Overcome the enemy, not by opposing him, but by using his own strength to bring about his downfall.
What I'm trying to say is, sir, they may not actually be in the employ of the communists, but if...
But you know, when you let go of that grip on yourself, sometimes astounding things happen. You get out of your own life. You're functioning all together in one piece. When we go with our own nature, our own inner feelings, we come into control of them. We don't lose control. If we fight them, we get in that state of balled-upness, of anxiety, of dither, which makes us incapable of doing anything at all. An anxiety and a dither which is comparable to the whole problem of maintaining freedom in a world like ours. Problem that we are in danger of losing our freedom through being over-anxious to preserve it. To fight the trend of things, to fight what the Chinese call the Tao, the T-A-O, the way of nature, is to come into conflict with nature so that you can't do anything at all. You expected to fall. You went with the fall, and you came to yourself again. In precisely the same way.
As you question this basic assumption that underlies our culture, you find you get a new kind of common sense. It becomes absolutely obvious to you that you are continuous with the universe.
It was as a result of looking at paintings like this that I first became interested in Eastern philosophy. That was many years ago when I was a boy. And although you may say, well, that's only the sort of thing a very stupid person indeed would do, as a matter of fact, this is what our culture is beginning to carry on in very big dimensions. For example, and you know, if we carry this kind of thing to its ultimate extreme, we get into a most extraordinary tangle, which I think I could very well illustrate in this way. Sympathy and feeling for the world of nature.
The therapist called. You did it again.